Hey everybody, and welcome to AniBreak, the show where we talk about the week's topics in anime, manga, and video games. My name's Jason, and this week we have a couple figures to talk about. We also have some new news on the Initial D movies, plural. I'm looking forward to talking about that. But we do need to start off with the very big news, and that's actually coming out of all places, Studio Ghibli. I could not believe it when I actually read this article. I first saw it posted a couple social sites. Was expecting to say this is probably bull. This is just somebody trying to get a rouse out of the all the fanboys out there. But it looks like this is actually going to happen. It looks like Studio Ghibli is going to work on a TV anime series. They are going to work on an anime adaptation of the Swedish novel Ronia the Robber's Daughter. Now, this is going to be directed by Hayao Miyazaki's eldest son, Goro. We'll have to see what happens with this, because Goro has a spotty history when it comes to his productions with Studio Ghibli. The movie that we should never talk about again, also known as Tales from Earthsea. And he actually did redeem himself a little bit with From Up on Poppy Hill, but only a little bit. Nowhere near. He's nowhere near the stature, the level of his father, and for good reason. But yes, Ghibli is working on this adaptation. It is going to be also produced by the NHK. I'm kind of curious to see where this is going to go. Just for the sole fact that Ghibli is always known for high quality animation, and not to mention a very high standard when it comes to storytelling. And we normally get that in like an hour and a half, maybe a 2-hour chunk, and that's fantastic. It works very well. Now, for them to try to use that in a different format, which is, 24 minutes every single week for at least 12 weeks, I'm curious to see if they can keep that same level of quality. I mean, I'm all for this, but I'm hesitantly hopeful, if that makes sense. So yes, Studio Ghibli is working on a TV series. Don't have really too much information about like when it's going to come out or any other details besides the name of the story, which you can find online anyways. But yeah, I mean, cool news, very big news coming out of Studio Ghibli. Makes me wonder. Well, you remember how when Hayao Miyazaki made the announcement a few months ago that he was retiring to work on his manga? Well, yes, he is working on a manga. And then he came out with a little report saying, you know what? Maybe I'm not going to retire yet. I'm going to work on some other small projects. Maybe this small project is actually working with his son Goro on this TV series. Who knows? I'm just speculating right now, but I'm still very glad to hear this news. Next up, let's talk about Initial D, because Initial D is just freaking incredible. I absolutely love reading the manga. I love watching the anime. Hell, even the live action ones were cheesy as hell, but they were still enjoyable for the races. We did get word a while ago, and we've talked about it on this show, how there's not only a new anime series coming out, but also a new a new movie. Well, we got some additional news about this. This movie is actually going to be a trilogy. That's right. This movie is actually going to be part 1 comes out in August in Japan. We will get hopefully news on the TV series relatively soon. But yeah, the fact that we're actually going to get 3 full-length anime movies, I am so freaking stoked for this. I cannot wait. Of course, the first one's called Legend 1 Awakening. So it's starting to sound a little like Ava-like, but it's never going to get anywhere near that crazy. But it's more Initial D. Everyone needs more Initial D. Why haven't we had more Initial D until now? I'm wondering why it took so long. Oh well. It is what it is. Let's talk about some idol news. And not the, like AKB48 idol. I'm talking about anime idols, like Love Live. And I was a really big fan of the anime series. I knew there, there's work on the movie. I think the movie's already come out yet. I've yet to see it. But there's always these cool little games that come out in Japan for smartphones. And let's just face it, the Japanese are... they get so many of these games that you would hope that a few of them would make their way stateside. Well, thankfully, we are getting getting at least one more added over here to the States. And that is Love Live School Idol Festival. This smartphone game will be coming out for multiple regions, with Mandarin Chinese, Korean, Taiwanese, and Hong Kong versions coming out, along with a dedicated English version coming out at the beginning of this spring season. And apparently each version, just to make sure everything is stable, will actually have its own infrastructure rather than being run off the main Japanese server. So if you're worried about lag, or if you're worried about problems with downloads, or just patches that might cause the game to freak out, do not have to worry about that. You will get a localized server hosting the localized copy. I'm actually really, really stoked to hear this. I cannot wait to play this game. Now, the idea behind the game is, what can I say? It's typical in the sense that it's a rhythm game that splices in visual novel elements. It's fun. I've played games like this before, so I'm expecting probably the same quality. Should still be entertaining. The fact that it's actually officially localized is a big one, big plus. I don't have to worry about, am I reading this correctly, or am I having a problem, understanding what's going on? I don't have to worry about that this time. So the Japanese version is already released over in Japan, so it's just now a matter of time. We play the waiting game, and let's just hope that while the number of translated apps from Japan is very slow but steady, let's hope that this is the start of a gradual increase in bringing a number of these apps over. Because let's face it, there's a pretty significant fandom over here in the States that Japan says they're not ignoring, but let's face it, they're keeping 90% of the good stuff to themselves. But there are still things that make its way over here that we are incredibly thankful for, including the Madoka movies. And if you guys remember a while ago, Michael, Nikki, and I went to go see the third Madoka movie, Rebellion. We had some choice words for it, to say the least. But I remember in the lobby, they were already selling the first two movies as a Blu-ray box set. And of course, they were completely sold out. Not surprised in the least. But Aniplex of America has already made the announcement that, yes, the third movie, Rebellion, will be available on Blu-ray to U.S. consumers April 8th. Not too much farther from now. I'm looking forward to this. So, they're saying this is going to be actually imported from Japan in both a collector's and standard edition. Looks like they'll both include the usual bonuses, theatrical trailer, textless openings. The collector's edition will actually include exclusive new cover art on both the rigid box and digipack, which is a deluxe booklet. You also get an original soundtrack CD tossed in, which is always nice. The soundtrack was one of the better aspects of the movie, if you ask me. Now here's the bad news. You can only get it through certain companies. Shock. You can always get it through Right Stuff. You can buy it on MadokaMagicalUSA.com, which is actually fulfilled by Right Stuff. So I'm seeing a trend here, yeah. April 8th, the suggested retail price is $120. If you go to Right Stuff, right now it's about $95 for the collector's edition. If you want just the Blu-ray standard edition, you're still going to pay like $60. So if you're actually a fan of manga and you already had the first two movies on Blu-ray, you're going to have to complete the box set anyways. So might as well spend the extra $30 and get the collector's edition, which includes like the soundtrack, the art booklet, which will be translated. So why not? Just go for it. It's not all that much, but you know what? If you're a fan of the series, if you're a fan of the movies, you're going to want to go ahead and pre-order it. And by the way, pre-orders are open today. All right. So next week, there's a certain date in February that a lot of people have different names for. It's February 14th. Some people consider it Valentine's Day. Others call it Shipping Awareness Day. Others call it Singles Awareness Day. And there's people like me who just call it February 14th. But, and of course, a lot of people like to get together, go on dates, but for us single people out there, we'll probably just hang out with some friends or chill at home and watch some anime. Nothing wrong with that. I do have to say, though, that a resourcing company in Japan named DIP decided, you know what, we're going to branch into the otaku industry. We're going to start doing some more research into that. So they did a poll over in Japan. And they asked, what would they rather, would they rather have? Would they choose their hobby? Or would they choose what they're calling 3D love? Basically have an actual girlfriend or boyfriend. And not surprising in the least, over 70% said they choose their hobby over some 3D love. Yeah, okay. And they wonder why their population rate is declining rapidly over there in Japan. Some other news or bits from the report state that it looks like a very large percentage of the people polled spend up to 50,000 yen annually on their otaku hobbies. That's about about 500. Only downside. Here's the thing, though. That's $500 a year. I know I spend way more than that a year. I know people who spend more than that at a single convention. So I'm wondering how that question was asked to the people who were polled. But yeah, I'm curious to see if that same kind of poll was asked over here in the States to stateside otaku. Would it be as high? I don't know. Mainly for the fact that a lot of people I know who are otaku have relationships with other people who are with other otaku. I personally don't right now, but that's why I'm sure some of you are exactly the same way. I just found it funny that it was such a high number. Oh well, it is what it is. Quick side note, someone was telling me about this just yesterday, that it looks like Akira Toriyama is actually going to come out with one more one-shot manga for Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z. But this one is jumping a little early into the Dragon Ball universe, like way early. Like, we're finally gonna meet Goku's mom. And you would think, well, isn't that par for the course? We know that he was born on Planet Vegeta, and he was basically a whiny brat, like all Saiyan children were. But we never saw the mother at all. So I'm very curious to see how they're going to incorporate this into the universe. So, on a side note, Toriyama was actually interviewed recently, and Toriyama stated that, quote unquote, if there is another Dragon Ball movie, which I would not be surprised if there's one in the works right now, that I wish Vegeta would play a more major role in the next film. I look at it this way: the Dragon Ball franchise has yet to stop making and printing its own money. So let's just say, here's hoping that Toriyama gets your wish about Vegeta actually having a major role in another Dragon Ball Z movie. It's a nice little pastime. I remember rushing home after school just to watch the next episode. The world's going to end in 5 minutes. 2 episodes later, the world's going to end in 4 minutes. Yet, timing was never really Dragon Ball Z's strong suit. Let's not kid ourselves with that. But yeah, it'd be kind of cool to see what Goku's mother actually looks like. Okay. Let's get into some, well, kind of gaming news. We're getting into some software news right now. Just a few days ago, it was celebrated as Vocaloid Luka's 5th birthday. And she's actually currently vying for top spot while battling Ia. But as far as the official Krypton ones, yeah, she is my favorite, seconded by Miku. And in tying with the 5th birthday, Krypton decided to release some information about on this new page. This is actually confirmation that version 3 of Luka software is in the works. It'll include improved quality. It looks like the issue with her throat sounding tight on higher pitches has been addressed. So they're claiming she'll be able to handle higher pitches better. Looks like they made adjustments to the tension in the vocal to improve realism, always good. And the core Luka vocal was worked upon to make it more expressive and flexible. Yeah. Again, Krypton, just withdraw money from my bank account, and so you can send me, these updates faster. I really want this ASAP. Yes, Luka was the first Vocaloid to actually have an English voice bank, so that will also get an update in version 3. So I'm really looking forward to see what all you creators out there can do with this updated software. Cannot wait. But to tie in with that, Sega in the United States actually has a new trailer for us that kind of ties in with the Vocaloid phenomenon just a bit. Enjoy. That's right, Project Diva F, as we knew, is coming its way to United States for the PlayStation Vita. So, why should you get this if you already have the PS3 version? Well, for starters, it'll feature a completely separate set of trophies from the PS3 version. You will also include the Snow Miku 2013 DLC, extra character models pack. There's an extra songs pack available for download at launch, which, I mean, yay, cool, new songs, but I'm already going to pay like $50-$60 for this game. Why are you going to make me spend another $10 online the exact same day? I'm kind of pissed about that, but it is what it is. But yes, we are getting Project Diva F for the PS Vita. It's already been confirmed that Diva 2 is actually going to make its way stateside. That's already been confirmed. It's just a matter of time now for them to translate it and get it over here. Whether or not that will be both on the PS3 or PS3 and PS Vita, left to be determined. But apparently a lot of you bought it, and it was enough for Sega to say, you know what? We actually can make money by actually translating it and not just focusing on just the imports. So yes, for those of you with the PS Vita, you can pick that up in March. I kind of want to pick one up. Let's talk some collectible news real quick. I want to talk about Gundam. Haven't talked about it too much here and there, but I've had a friend who's been slowly but surely getting me to start pre-ordering models, and I'm like, oh, okay, fine. These are kind of cool, but they take a little extra time. But okay, fine, I'll start talking about them a little more. But this one from Bandai is actually kind of special. This is actually what they're going to release 31 years after the initial prototype was released. Bandai is going to release a 1/100th scale plastic model of the RX-78-1 prototype Gundam. This is, like I said, this is the first prototype Gundam figure to be released back in 1983. I was 1 year old then. Now, back then, it was a 1/144th scale model. This one is a 1/100th scale version. So it's going to be part of the Master Grade Kit series. So it reproduces every single portion from the original, just in a slightly larger form. Pretty detailed, although you can't. Back in 1983, the detail really wasn't all there, but it will be fully posable, and it's not bad at all for the price. I mean, 4,500 yen. I mean, under $50, and that's including tax. So you figure fans out there, you Gundam fans out there, you probably want to pick this up. Pre-orders are available right now, and it'll be released very soon. Actually, it'll be released in April, so you guys want to check that one out. Couple other bits here. Those of you who ever watched Danganronpa know of the psychotic bear Monokuma. Well, it looks like there is a very large Monokuma actually making its way to your room if you are willing to shell out $300 US for this. This version is about 3.5 feet tall. It is big enough for you to cuddle with. I don't know if you would want to do that with this creature though, because Monokuma is kind of a dick. Now they're also showcasing iPhone 5 covers and whatnot, but come on. To have something like this in your room would scare the crap out of anybody, especially those people who actually watch the series. And as a side note, NIS America will be releasing the PS Vita port of the first Danganronpa game in North America on February 11th, about 6 days from now. If you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, you want to head over to Funimation and watch the series. It's about 13 episodes long, kind of a mind frag at times, but still very enjoyable. You want to check this one out. A couple of last ones that just popped up. I saw these in my feed just before we were about to start the show. Ami has released some new figures up for pre-order, and damn it, these are ones I'm probably going to pre-order. From the upcoming Bodacious Space Pirates movie, The Abyss of Hyperspace. Looks like we're going to get a Madoka figure. This is a 1/8 scale. Looks like she's in the movie outfit. Given the fact this is from the movie, I would not be surprised. It's coming from Mega House, and yeah, we don't have really any Bodacious Space Pirates figures. There's like one out there, and it was okay. Having this one come out now, it's scheduled for release in mid-October for about a little shy of 8,000 yen, about $80. I probably will have to pre-order this one now. Thank you, Ami, for making me broke again. But no, they're not done yet. Because if you enjoy Excel World, you probably are a fan of Kuroyuki Hime. If you guys remember in the OVA, she had an assault version of her suit. And it looks like Griffin is coming out with a 1/8 version of this this outfit. This outfit, I remember when it appeared in the OVA, I was like, and pause and wallpaper for a while. This one's coming out fairly quickly. This one's going to be scheduled to come out this March. Like I said, it's coming out from Griffin, and it's about a little shy of 9,000 yen, about $90. So I'll probably have to think about this one, but for you hardcore Excel World fans out there, why aren't you pre-ordering this right now? You can get it at Ami right now. Go, go, go. I got to find ways for you to spend all your money just like I do. So, All right. Well, I'm going to call it at that. This is going to be a little bit of a shorter episode, but they can't all be hour-long episodes. We want to make sure we don't drag it out longer than it really needs to be. But I do want to thank you guys so much for hanging out as always. Remember to tune in this Sunday. There's going to be it's our 80th episode from my mother's basement. Not sure what we're going to do yet. May just be a regular episode. We may go all out. Who knows? I got to talk to Michael about it. But be sure to tune in for that Sunday at 5 p.m. anyways. Besides, I get to go bug him about Frozen now because he'll actually go see it tomorrow. I have a problem. No. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. Stay tuned for post show. And yeah, for AniBreak, I'm Jason. I'll see you guys next week. Take it easy, everybody.